So after much outcry, Twitter has reinstated the account of conservative Iraq War veteran Jesse Kelly after he was permanently banned, for violating the platform's policies. Which policies? Not sure, since Twitter really hasn't said. We do know it wasn't for being anti-Semitic, because Louis Farrakhan is still welcome. But look, Twitter's a company. It can toss anyone it wants. If I own a bar and you're being a jerk in that bar, you're gone. The question here, though, is who stays and who goes. If this guy was kicked off for being a jerk, then let's kick off all the jerks, right? But then there goes Twitter. But if the guy actually harassed someone, Twitter should have said so. So it makes you wonder if Twitter's treatment is fair. And would they have changed their minds if Jesse hadn't been on Tucker last night?
They've given me no explanation, as they told Congress they would give explanations. All they sent was an email that said you are permanently banned and you can't appeal it for repeated rules violations. Only I don't violate their rules. I don't cuss at people on there. I don't harass people on there. I don't do any of those ugly things that some people do. So Twitter's going to become what they are. All of a sudden, my account vanished like a Hillary Clinton email.
Tucker did not blink once during that. Now, I don't know what Mr. Kelly said to get him in hot water, but the trend is larger than any one dude. It's part of a larger think culture where groupthink monitors and activists, mainstream media websites, and social justice mobsters target dissenters. And this attack typically goes in one direction, left to right. The right rarely tattles, so Twitter thinks they don't matter. So make a bad joke, use the wrong pronoun, God help you. You'll get doxxed, annoyed at home, fired from Google, kicked off Twitter. What's the solution? Well, to paraphrase writer Walter Kern, as Twitter seems to limit expression, it's starting to feel like tacit approval to stay. So maybe it's time to move on and start some freedom of our own. So I do think that I'm ambivalent about this, Dana, because when I say, like, I get off Twitter, it's because we all have the 5. So we have a place that we can express our opinions. And so I say, I hate Twitter, get off Twitter. But, like, if someone like Jesse Kelly is kicked off Twitter, he doesn't have a place to go and shout like I do or you do. Because you shout a lot.
And you make a good point about Twitter it's a private company, so it can make these decisions. But Tucker brought up last night that increasingly these private companies are acting like media companies.
Right.
And media companies are actually regulated differently, and there's a lot of heat on all of Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
But the regulatory push is coming from the right and the left, but for different reasons. And I don't think it'll actually end up getting to any solution.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think you're right. Like, there's no other place to go for people to.
Yeah.
I guess there is. I mean, you could go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Then you got those problems.
Every place has a problem. Except here, Jesse.
Not Waters World. That is a land of peace and harmony.
Do you think Twitter isn't actually acting as a bouncer, but they're responding out of fear from focused pressure? Like if 3 people get on Twitter and they just bombard them. Because that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think liberals might complain more and target conservative speech more actively. I don't think conservatives really care that much when liberals go off, because they go off so often, except someone that's high profile like Louis Farrakhan. That, I think, is a huge double standard. Jack Dorsey, the CEO, admitted there's a huge institutional problem at Twitter. He says conservative employees, quote, don't feel safe to express their opinions at the company. And it's a big problem. And I think over 90% of donations in the 2016 presidential cycle from Twitter and other social media companies went to Hillary Clinton. And remember when Twitter actually deactivated Donald Trump's account. Some guy, some random dude in like, the back of the company deactivated the president of the United States account. Look at these other people, conservatives, who've been deactivated or, suspended. James Woods, Laura Loomer, Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Roger Stone, Anthony Cumia. I'm not defending anything these guys did to say, are said to get, booted, but I can't find one prominent liberal that Twitter's shelved.
There's a feminist that just got thrown off for saying
She's
that
from Canada?
That 2 genders. And I would hasten to say that Alex Jones isn't a conservative. He's a conspiratorialist.
Okay, but whatever you want to call him.
All the lists that Jesse just read off, all those, Alex Jones and the like, a lot of those people are conspiracy theorists. And
not James Woods.
Okay, and what we're experiencing in this country is a tremendous spike in hate crimes and the kind of...
And fake hate crimes.
Well, but I'm saying most of it's coming from the right.
Not exactly. No, the fake hate crimes are coming from the left.
I think most of it comes from the right. And I think as a country, but also as a company for Twitter, to Dana's point, you have to figure out how to manage this. Because There's one level at which you say, you know what, this is an open platform. Everybody has a right to say anything they want to say. But when it's used to perpetuate hate, bullying, misogyny, anti-Semitism, as you point out by Farrakhan, I think that they do have some responsibility to say this is wrong.
Of course.
I think Jack Dorsey, he should be asked about Farrakhan every single time anyone interviews him or before he goes before Congress. I mean, that's the most egregious. But I think that something else as Twitter has done is it's completely taken the veil off the objectivity of reporters. I mean, when I logged on last night, I was looking at some of the reporters, political reporters, taking their time to make fun of Melania Trump, our First Lady's White House Christmas decorations. And I thought, you know, I actually go on Twitter to try to see what's breaking, what reporters, what stories have written, what my friends have written. But taking, that's just one like microcosm of an example of how reporters are like, what are you doing as a political reporter making snarky comments about White House Christmas decorations? That's of no value to society.
Isn't that good for us to see it?
It lifts the veil.
I think it's a positive thing. What you're saying is true. But I'd like to know what those guys are thinking to see what's behind them. You know, because they're actually telling you what they really think.
But Twitter is the one social media platform that I go on where I get really angry and pissed off when I go on it, when I see this stuff. When I go on Instagram, I'm seeing people's like, I see Dana's dog, I see my friends' dogs and kids. Same thing for Facebook. So
I'm the opposite.
Twitter has a value add, you know, if we want to learn things. But there's no sort of like rules of engagement, especially for people that are supposed to be unbiased.
Wait a second. Snark? You didn't know reporters are a bunch of snarky jerks?
do.
Well, I can tell you, I'm a snarky jerk. I mean, people who sit around who cover powerful politicians.
Well, I'm snarky too. I don't mind snarky.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's the reality. So if you see it there,
snark just goes in one direction.
In fact, no, it's not. But I just think when you look at something like, you know, and this is the holiday season, people start talking about how people dress, who was at the party, This is what human beings do. I don't think that's out of the bounds.
Do you know the one thing that we don't talk about is that how Twitter operates under the illusion of being free? Like, when in fact, we're the product, right? Because their advertising is based on our group, our followers. So it's like it costs us nothing to be on Twitter and we think it's free, but actually we are their product. It's kind of gross.
That's the whole internet, right?
And they're losing money because they haven't figured out a way to profit. Yeah.